Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are rejoining our space station in low Earth orbit. We have moved some fuel from our HAB module and our station proper into the shuttle just to make sure we have enough fuel on board to perform our upcoming maneuvers. One thing we do need to do is move one crew from the station to the shuttle itself, because we have two crew in the cockpit and no one back here in this little thing, and we need 3 crew on board to satisfy the contract. So we're just going to grab Nina, systems engineer, and have her jump out for a second. Turn your RCS pack on, Nina, and she's going to EVA down to the shuttle itself. This is interesting. It's going to be a little bit of tight maneuvering there, but I think she's up to the task. Just so long as you don't break anything, you'll be fine, right? Okay. So yeah, not a whole lot of space to work with down here. And I think pretty much everything in the shuttle bay is going to get a redesign next pass, should we decide to bring any more of these up. It was a lot of fun in retrospect. Oh yeah, there's some room in here. Can you... board. Yay! Awesome. That worked out pretty well. Alright, and there's Bob. EVA, Bob. You're going into the science module to help John Oliver do the science of things. Alright. Gently now. It's an amazing flag there, isn't it? Board. Nope, grab. Phew. Board. Sometimes when you hit grab, they go flying off into space. Alright, so now that the crew has been moved around, and I want to test out the lights. Oh yeah, wow. That's pretty bright. Good. I like it that way. You have lights on, don't you? Maybe. Lights on. Let's just kill our batteries while we still can. Alright. Oh, those side lights work pretty well. Sorry about the dog. Wow, yeah, that does create quite a drain, but when the shuttle detaches, that'll lessen the drain on the station a little bit, and we can deploy the other 4 solar panels. There's just massive amounts of battery capacity, which, by the way, how's our battery? Electric charge? Yeah, we'll be fine. Only 10 days or so that we have to spend in orbit. So, alright, let's get this show on the road. Okay, undock. And which craft are we attached to? The shuttle, I hope. RCS on, SAS is on. And we'll just gently pull ourselves away. Trying not to grind any paint off of anything there. Excellent. Perfect. Alright, we're clear. We're just going to let this drift away a little further. We're going to have to drop our orbital altitude to about 325 kilometers. I'm just going to try to circularize at that altitude. Make things nice and easy, where we'll park for about 12 days to fulfill our contract. And then we will be gracefully on our way. Alright, so let's get those other panels deployed. I know we're on the nighttime side. Doesn't matter a whole lot at this particular juncture, but it would be still quite nice. Alright, deploy. Let's unlock the hinge. Disengage lock. And I'm going to set the maximum on this one to, yeah, let's just see what it does at 180 degrees. So, deploy. See if we can deploy those panels without them interfering with the whatchamacallits, the radiators. That's the word I was looking for. Radiators. Alright. Extend. Yeah, and the torque from that hinge has invited some spin. That's interesting. It looks like we'll have clearance. I think I think we'll be alright. Alright, extend. So let's just go ahead and get all 4 of these extended. Yeah, make sure that our crew here doesn't run out of power at any given point. Alright. Much better. Much better indeed. And this way, if we have the angle correct, we can get most of all 4 panels into the sun. That would be probably like this angle facing onward. I'd be alright with that. Too bad I couldn't. Should have done better placement with the radiators, but that's neither here nor there. Alright. Take a quick save just to make sure everything stays on point. And now that we're clear, we should go ahead and get these extended and start to plot out our orbital corrections. So we'll jump out here to the map. Of course, I still have everything all limited as far as the view of things. Alright, Earth periapsis. Add maneuver. We'll first lower our apogee to something appropriate. Wow, that switched fast. 357, not low enough. We need to be about, we're going to shoot for 300. Yeah. We don't need to be specific, really, but here I am doing it anyway. 33.2 meters per second. We have 336 in the tank. So we will wave goodbye to our faithful science crew. We'll be sending more stuff up to them in short order. But for now, they're going to be on their own. Nope, I hit the wrong button. But while I'm here, I do want to double check their life support. They're good for about 362 days. That's not a bad break. How about the shuttle? Please tell me you have at least 12 days. Ooh. Oh, that's a tight fit. 13 days of food. They might just be in need of a sandwich when they get home. We'll try to cut this as close to the wire as we can. Because really, we should be able to start the counter in about 2 hours. Maybe 2.5. So, goodbye, space station. I haven't picked the name yet, so if you have a suggestion for the station's name, please feel free to put it in the comment section of the last video. And thumbs up the other suggestions you like. We'll have a name for it by the time we bring anything else up to it. Alright, we're within 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and get ourselves about faced. Yeah, you know, that's, we're just going to face the retrograde. It's be good enough. We just need to lower our apogee. That's the goal here. So, ullage in our engine. Ignition. Solid light. Yeah, drifting off. Can't wait to do a balance pass on this thing. Alright, shut down. 297 is our adjusted periapsis now. So we're gonna warp around to that point. There it is. Add maneuver. Bring up these details, and we'll just lower that down to also about 300. There we go. 22.1 meters per second. Not too shabby. All right. Well, let's just let's get there, shall we? I think we're either coming back into or leaving rendering range of the station. It should be long gone by now. We've time warped. It has disappeared. Alright, we're about 1 minute out. Let's get ourselves about faced. I should have done that on the yaw axis to keep those solar panels into the wind. Into the sun, you know what I mean. Yeah, we really do need to start charging our batteries a little better. Alright, and ignition. Alright, 294 by 300. Let's make sure that we are... Yep, orbiting. Our counter has started. Thank goodness. Alright, let's... We're just going to angle into the sun, make sure that we can get some charge on those panels. Alright, good. We are charging. That's all I needed to see. We'll shut the RCS off, and I'm going to jump out to the map view. While keeping this window open, we can kill that node and wait for 11 more days. We have 13 days of food remaining. Everything else we're good on, so yeah, you know, they might just need a sandwich, like I said. Uh-oh. Is that me? It is me. Uh-oh. Not enough charge in the sunlight, huh, guys? Well, that's certainly very interesting. We're going to need some kind of electric charge. Oh yeah, I'm hitting the wrong key, so let's get this into the daylight. Yes, I can see that. How far from the daylight are you? Before you bounce me out of time warp again. We got 15 minutes, maybe? Alright, what can we do to save just a little bit of power? I don't think I have any of the transmitters active. I don't have the scrubber running. In short, nothing. There's nothing I can do at the moment. We just have to get there and hope for the best. Come on. And daylight. Let's see where we're at here. I guess we're... Oh man, those are fully in the sun. Yeah, but .91. Turn RCS on. And see if we can't... Oh, that's bringing it down. Why, how is that bringing it down? Yeah, we're just going to about face, really. Yeah, that's the opposite of what we want. Pay attention to our charge rate. 98, 99. Can we get one? .1. Stay there. Alright, how's our charge looking? We are not recharging nearly as fast as I would like. That's fun. So what I'm going to do is lock a battery. Let's drop out of time warp and disable the RCS. Drop out of time warp. I hit the wrong key again. Alright, so we're going to create a reserve battery right quick. Out, done. Out, done. Lock you. Out. 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 Come on. Out. That will almost top the battery. Yes, we know the charge is running out, but you're charging. That's what matters. Stay at it. Alright. This way we can unlock this battery should our electric charge ever actually run out. And in the meantime, hope that these cells can get some charge going on here. I don't think that 10,000 is going to be enough to sustain us for very long, but if we need to make a maneuver, we'll have it there. So, anyway, how long do we have left to do this? Oh, 2 days. Great. That's a lot of orbits. This should be interesting. So in the interest of being at least somewhat careful about this, I took some screenshots, and then I left open the battery meter and took a couple of passes around the planet, or rather one kind of slowly so that I could monitor how much charge we were getting. and then made a nighttime pass to see how quickly it would run out and if I needed to unlock the reserve battery, which in fact I did, but the drain rate on it wasn't really that bad. So I think actually with proper angling of the solar panels, they might have enough electric charge to make it through their stay. So I increased the time warp and just kept monitoring things, waiting for it to give me a battery running low warning thing. Alright, objective complete. Hooray! Alright, let's, yeah, our approach does not even take us close to a landing site in China. But we need to land like now-ish. Now to now-ish would be good. So I think we're just going to go for our old tried and true method of landing in the sands of North Africa. No, I do not want to set a target. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, let's try to dial this in a lot better than we did last time. That would be great. Perhaps of about 27. Typically means that maybe we'll land somewhere right around there. So we're just going to bring this around to right about there. Accounting for rotation of the Earth, we should be okay-ish. 27. Looks good to me. 79.3 meters per second. We're going to go for that, and that is in 11 minutes. So we're going to stay focused like this to keep our batteries charging. Oh man. Uh-oh. Where's the one that I topped off? Oops. Great. How much? Oh no. That's no good. That is no good at all. Alright, so I should have set this up a lot better than this. Yeah, you stay locked. We're just going to dump all the battery into that one. Out. 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 Because we're going to need battery if we're going to make a maneuver. Okay. Sun is down. That's the one that I want. No longer charging our batteries. Oh good. This should be interesting. Yeah, might as well get ourselves angled in. So without electric charge, we're not lighting the engine, so we might have to make another nighttime landing, as much as I really, really, really don't want to do that. Alright. Ullage. Ignition. Good light on the AJ-10. Alright, 30 kilometers total. Let's try to get ourselves pointed at least to what I hope we'll be facing into the wind when we hit Atmo. Hopefully we'll hit some daylight before then, but let's take a look. Probably not. This should be interesting. We got any battery left in here? Yeah, we do. Lock it, just in case we need it for later. Alright. Hopes and prayers, everyone. Alright, there's atmosphere. We need to fold things up. Retract panels. Retract panels. Close. Let's bring up atmospheric autopilot. We're a little light on RCS fuel, so hopefully we'll keep our number of skips to a minimum and hope for the best here. Alright, arm our drag chutes. These will not deploy until we are about a meter off the ground. They're just drag chutes. We have no reserve parachute for landing. So, oh man. You'd think 6 RTGs would be enough for this thing, but they're totally not. Here we go. Well, to save you all the tedium of it, I've sped all of this up in post. Me just basically taking calculations. There we're going to turn on our master switch because the yaw instability becomes a little untenable. We're a little shy on RCS fuel for this descent as far as what I'd like, because atmospheric autopilot tends to chew through a lot of it, but that's fine. It also keeps us stable and from exploding, so worthwhile trade-off, if you ask me. Anyway, there go our first burn off of our RCS ports. This is completely normal, 100% normal. All of the RCS ports, at least the ones that I have unlocked, have the same temperature threshold, so I don't think there's any really improving on that. We're just going to ride the air brake about 99% of the way down, because I'm trying to prevent excessive skipping that would put our landing site instead of the deserts of North Africa somewhere in Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan, or India, which are typically more mountainous than the Saharan desert. So that's the reason for riding the brake. And also, I would like to get a more accurate idea of what this descent profile looks like when you... I kind of decided if I set the periapsis at about 30 kilometers, what kind of descent profile I can expect. Because at some point, not this time obviously, maybe not even next time, but sometime soon, I would like to try to put one of these down on a runway. But those of you who have been watching this channel for a while know that sometimes I tend to miss continents. So trying to hit a tiny slab of concrete amidst this massive planet is probably still just a bit beyond my skill level, but I will try. I will promise you that in the future. I will embarrass myself publicly on the internet some more for your entertainment. So you've got that to look forward to. Anyway, this descent was pretty normal. The normal RCS ports burned off. There goes another one. I thought it seemed low, so I just had to make sure it wasn't our forward gear, because that would have been absolutely tragic, but it was not. So we did not come down near fast nor as hard as we did with our last Sheruiken flight that ended up at a splashdown. I think that was the last time I even mentioned trying to hit a runway, and I missed it by loosely a hemisphere. It's improving. But this one we were pretty well on point. The descent was predictable. It was easy to look at. We ended up just a little beyond where our periapsis was set from our maneuver node, which gives me some kind of clear idea. There goes another RCS port. No big deal. I'm just a little curious as to why one side burned off and not the other. But other than that, we're getting into the lower parts of the atmosphere, starting to really bleed off some speed now. Trying to pitch up just a little bit, see if I can't cook off that last couple of 100 meters per second before we can start our descent in earnest. And once things have started to clear up, and yep, there's another bounce, and now we're on our way back down again. A skippy reentry, it might be called, but we're moving a lot slower now. We're almost at the realm, really right around Mach 2.5 or so is where this thing becomes just good and stable, and you don't really need atmospheric autopilot. So I'm going to try to turn it off. Well, that changed things quite dramatically, but I think we can, well, yeah, I think we can disable our master switch and start our approach to the desert in earnest. We should be pretty well completely empty. I guess we're just going too slow for this altitude, so we'll just get it in on a little lower. We'll continue to slow down in our descent, no big deal. I would like to be subsonic. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be a hard turn. Yeah. Good job, guys. Campbell being a bit of a daredevil here, deciding to spike it out at about 9 Gs. No big deal. Whoa. That did not happen before. Is that creating a yaw? A little bit. I guess that's best used with atmospheric autopilot engaged. Alright, well, we are almost subsonic. Don't remember this thing being quite so wonky last time. No big deal. I'm sure we'll be fine. We just need to slow way the hell down before we get to the ground if we want to not bounce, as is things in 1.1.3 are prone to do. So we're just going to level in. Alright, fine. Turning the master switch back on. What? Please? No? Yeah, do this. Let me have some kind of control. Wow, that is interesting. It wants me to dive. I don't... Yeah, okay. See, this is what the master switch is doing all on its own. And I do not want to do that. Off. See? We're capable of so much more if we don't care about the G-load of our crew. So, let's go ahead and see if we can't bring this in a little lower. Yeah, actual altitude's about 8 kilometers. Yeah, we need to bleed off a lot more speed. Like a lot more. So I'm going to get us down to about 4 or 5 kilometers. We're going to try to level off and just drift for a very long time while we reduce our speed to something manageable. Landing gearable. Alright. So if you could just level that off for me, sir. Ma'am. Commander Campbell. That'd be great. Yeah, I do not remember you being quite so buffety last time. We're so fickle about your heading. Come on. Alright. Solid approach. I think our speed is well low enough. We're actually dipping dangerously close to stall territory, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing on the ground. We should be able to flare out at these speeds without too much problem, and hopefully our landing drag chutes will be able to do the rest. Actual altitude's 4.7 kilometers on solid approach. We are probably going to be topping off about 150 meters per second before we pull our flare. So, fingers crossed. Let's just get these 3 on the ground. And this part of the descent here is the big reason why I think hitting a runway is sometimes hard. Sure, you can swing around and make it about face, but you're really limited on your cross range at this point. And it does need a nice, long, slow, even, steady glide, because you really can't touch the ground at anything faster than about 125 or so meters per second if you want to avoid the dreaded 1.1.3 super wheel bounce that just catapults you back up into the air. I've had a lot of problems with that in the past, and I aim to avoid them in the future, because while it has not yet cost me a crew, that doesn't mean it won't. Knock on wood. So, this part was particularly boring. It's just a matter of trying to gauge my altitude, gauge the speed, make sure we weren't coming down too fast or losing too much speed, keeping enough to stay airborne, but bleeding off enough so that when we touch the ground we are moving slow enough to be safe about it. There's our undercarriage deploy, and slowly but surely Alice is going to eventually get us close enough to the ground. We just need to find that glide slope where we can keep 1 or 2 degrees pitch at least, keep those so our back wheels touch first is basically, you know, like how normal planes do. There's our shadow. Looks like we're coming up. Here's some old me commentary. Alright, 70 meters, 109 meter per second. 50 meters, 105, 103, 102, 101, 55 meters. Alright, we are just about at our stall speed, so let's go ahead and put those wheels on the ground, Alice. 90 meters per second, 42 meters. Oh, nice and gentle. Just, yeah, ease it on in. There you go. Touchdown. Brakes, 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 brakes. The chutes did not deploy. That's interesting. Could it be because they're still 2.7 meters off? I bet you they're set to triggered to fire at like 1 meter or something like that. Alright. Friction control might help here. Yeah. Wow. That almost flipped us over. Alright. And... whoa! What the hell? Thanks, drag chutes. We broke the engines. Oh, come on. Golly. The crew is safe. That's what matters. Most of the... yeah, about a third of the shuttle is okay. The rest of it we can probably scrape off the desert floor. I guess that's what I get for landing in the desert and not on a runway. Lesson learned. Fair enough. Anyway, the crew's safely on the ground, so we're going to move forward with our plans for upgrades to that station while we wait for our next Mars window and while we wait for our next transfer windows on all of our maneuvers for things slingshotting past Jupiter. Those are going to be coming up soon, so a lot still to come. I guess there had to be some kind of Kraken fodder in here somewhere. This whole mission was going way too well with all the docking and the smooth launches and stuff. So, there you have it. The Kraken hath struck. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one. So, until then, see you later.